Hey, it's attorney Aaron Watson with the Watson Firm. First, I want to thank you for visiting our website, watsonfirm.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. Feel free to check us out on Instagram and Twitter as well. Today, we're going to be talking about deadlines after your car accident. Most people don't know that after your car accident, there are very important deadlines that you must meet. Otherwise, it could affect your case tremendously. The first deadline we're going to talk about is the 14-day rule. What is that? Well, under Florida law, if you're involved in a car accident, Florida is a no-fault insurance state. What does that mean? If you get into a car accident, it doesn't matter whose fault it was, your own insurance company must pay no-fault benefits. And so people ask me all the time, Mr. Watson, I was rear-ended. This wasn't my fault. It was the other party's fault. Why does my insurance company have to pay anything? It's because Florida is a no-fault insurance state, meaning that the first step in legal analysis after your car accident, it doesn't require fault. We don't even get into the analysis of fault. What it means is that your own insurance company has to set aside a certain amount of benefits, up to $10,000, and the other party's insurance have to set aside up to $10,000 of what's called no-fault benefits. Those benefits can be used to pay your medical expenses, your own medical expenses. They can be used to reimburse you for out-of-pocket expenses. Say, for example, if you had to go to the hospital and pay for medication, if you've incurred mileage going back and forth to the doctor, you could submit that to your own auto insurance company under the no-fault benefits, and they'll reimburse you for it. If you have to have somebody mow your grass after your car accident because you can't do it due to your injuries, you can submit those receipts to your own insurance company. If you went to the hospital, your hospital may ask you, was this a car accident? If it is, they're going to bill that no-fault insurance as though it was health insurance. But you're only eligible, listen here, you're only eligible for those no-fault benefits if you seek medical treatment within 14 days of your car accident. If on the 15th day, the 16th day, the 20th day, you go and seek medical treatment for the first time, too bad. You've just forfeited $10,000 of your own no-fault insurance. And that's a big deal because when you go to the other party's insurance carrier and say, okay, I want you to help me pay the bills now, they're going to say, well, did you go get your $10,000 from your own insurance company first? And you say, no, I forfeited that. They're going to give you a $10,000 deduction because it was your fault. You didn't meet the necessary deadline. There was $10,000, up to $10,000 available for you, and you neglected to follow the law. You weren't aware of the deadlines. And so it's my job as the attorney with my clients to make them aware of the deadlines. Sir, ma'am, make sure you go and seek medical treatment. I understand you may feel like you're okay today, but what about tomorrow? And so the most important thing to do after a car accident is just go and make sure you're okay. And if the doctor runs his scans and they do the various maneuvers and it turns out you're okay, that's good. But my concern is that if you go and you're not okay and you forfeit $10,000 because you just didn't follow the law. So remember, the first deadline is 14 days after your car accident, you must go and seek medical treatment. Your own insurance company is up to bat first. They have to set aside those no-fault benefits only if you go and seek medical treatment and within 14 days. And here's another thing. Florida has a very interesting law. What it says is that your no-fault insurance, your own insurance company, they actually only have to pay $2,500 if you don't have a doctor say that you have an emergency medical condition. So let me rephrase that for you. If you don't have a doctor say that there's an emergency medical condition, you're only entitled to $2,500. If a doctor says that you have an emergency medical condition, you're then entitled to $10,000. So that's very important. It's not just going to seek medical treatment within 14 days. The doctor must put in the record that this is an emergent medical condition. And most hospitals are going to, if you're in an accident, they'll check it off in a box. This is an EMC, an emergent medical condition, and that qualifies you for $10,000. So be aware of that. Treat within 14 days, look at the medical record and make sure that the doctor has checked what they needed to check. If they forget to say that you don't have or that you have an emergency medical condition, then it's going to limit the amount of money that you're entitled to from your own insurance company. The next deadline, statute of limitations. Some people have heard this term before, statute of limitations. What does it mean? The statute of limitation is a deadline that is fatal to your personal injury case. And what do I mean when I say that? If you get into a car accident in Florida and you don't file a lawsuit within 4 years of the date of the accident, you can't file a lawsuit. It doesn't matter how bad you're hurt. It doesn't matter what happened in the accident. If you don't meet that deadline, your claim is barred forever. That means you just let the person off the hook. And so sometimes I'll have people come to my office and say, Mr. Watson, I was hurt real bad in an accident, and I've just been waiting for the right lawyer to come along, and I saw you, and I said, that's my lawyer. I was just waiting on the right one. So I asked him, well, when was your car accident? Oh, it was in 2010. Well, it's 2019. Unfortunately, you can't sue people for accidents that occurred 9 years ago. You have 4 years from the date of the accident to file a lawsuit. And so depending on which state you're in, let's just say you're in Alabama, you may have a 2-year statute of limitations. If you're in Louisiana, you may have a 1-year statute of limitations. Each state sets out its own statute of limitations, its own deadline with regard to how much time you have to file a lawsuit in your case. And so you want to make sure that you consult with the lawyer immediately to get an answer to that very crucial question. How much time do I have to sue? If it's a Florida accident, you have 4 years from the date of the accident to file a lawsuit. So you have time, but you want to make sure that you're aware that there is a deadline to seek medical treatment. And here's another thing with regard to deadlines and just things that you must meet, appointments that you must meet. You know, whenever I submit a claim to an insurance company on behalf of my client, one of the first things that the insurance company does is they go through and look for various dates throughout the record that you've missed your doctor appointments. And they say, listen, the doctor told him to be here on this date, the following date, he missed the appointments. That must mean that he or she is not hurt. And so it's very important to make those dates. If the doctor says you have to be there, you got to be there. It's important because keep in mind that everything that happens to you after your car accident will be scrutinized by lawyers. Not just your own lawyer, believe me. I go through my client's medical records and say, hey, why didn't you make this date? Make sure you make all your future dates. But the other side, the insurance company has lawyers as well, and they're going to be going through to make sure that you've met those very important dates. The insurance company and their adjusters and their senior adjusters and their investigators are all going to go back and scrutinize your treatment history. You know, I've seen cases where insurance companies hire investigators to go out and follow someone who's been injured around to see whether or not they're in fact hurt. Keep in mind that after your accident, there's going to be a magnifying glass on top of you. Make your doctor appointments. Consult with the lawyer. Make sure you're aware of all deadlines, even your own doctor appointments. Consult with your doctors. How much longer do I have to go for medical treatment? And make sure you give a strong record of treatment. Try to get better. In fact, I hope you do get better after your car accident. But my job after the car accident is that if you don't get better, is to make sure that you're compensated for all that the law says you're entitled to be compensated for. Now, what is that? Medical expenses reimbursement. Not just for the past, but for the future. Pain and suffering damages. Not just for the past, but over your lifetime. The law says you're entitled to that if you sustained a permanent injury in your car accident. Wage loss, you know, let's just say you missed time from work. The other party is on the hook for that if we can prove it up. We just need to get documentation to prove up the fact that you couldn't work for a certain period of time. Lost earnings capacity. What is that? It's I'm injured and now I can't carry my bags like I used to on my job. I can't do my construction work. I can't lift patients the same way. This has affected my ability to earn money now. And so there's various wages. Even your spouse may have a claim for what's called loss of consortium. You know, my husband or my wife has been affected by my injury. And so the law says that the spouse is also entitled to compensation. And so my job is to make sure that the insurance carrier pays you for everything that the law says that you're entitled to. Keep in mind that the other party, their job is to make sure that they don't pay you. And listen, I've dealt enough with insurance companies, with insurance adjusters to tell you that they will lowball you. They will offer you pennies on the dollar. They don't want you to hire a lawyer. They prefer that you try to do it on your own. Learn the deadlines on your own. Investigate your case on your own. But you don't have to do that. We have a team of investigators that are trained to investigate accidents. We have a team of paralegals, staff, case managers. We can deal with the law. We can deal with the investigation while you focus on getting better. If you've been hurt in a car accident, if you've been hurt and it wasn't your fault, it doesn't matter if it's a car accident. If somebody hurt you, a company harmed you, and you say, this isn't my fault, give us a call. We want to take a look at your case. We'll do a free case evaluation. And guess what? If we take your case, you won't have to pay us a dime unless we win. We handle our cases on a contingency fee. That means that my check, how I get paid, is contingent upon me winning your case. So I have an incentive to work hard for you to make sure I win, because my pay is contingent upon me winning. If I lose your case, all the money that I put into the case, all the time goes down the drain. You don't pay us a dime unless we win your case. And so come visit the Watson Firm. Learn more about what we can do for you, about our team. We'd love to hear from you. Visit watsonfirm.com. You can see us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, social media. Google us. Look at our reviews online. See what our clients have to say about us, and let us know how we can help you. Thank you for visiting our channel. Thank you for visiting watsonfirm.com. Have a good day.